Welcome to my studio. Now, on a previous video I've showed you how to block in this tiger to get it to this stage, but on this short video I want to show you how I block in the eyes. Now, lots of artists, they seem to have real trouble painting eyes. It's notoriously difficult, to the point that I've even produced a 3-hour masterclass video showing you really every single step in real time how to do it. But on this tiger I'm going to simplify it even more. So basically I've just put in a mid-tone, the basic undercolor of the tiger's eye. Then at the top I created a darker area, so that's a little bit of shadow, and now at the bottom I'm creating the shadow under the eyeball itself, because mostly the eyes, because they're an orb, they're not sharp edged. Lots of amateurs paint the eyes with a real sharp edge. So after I've got that mid-tone in and then the shadow, then I popped in that little bit of highlight, and that's really made the eyes look rounded. And I've just done exactly the same thing to the eye on our right. So a little bit of a lighter mix, and the highlight is really the light that's bouncing around inside the eye. And that's what gives it that real rounded shape and that glassy look. I'm just mixing up an even lighter colour now, with a tiny bit of blue in there as well. And it's important to look at the reference and really study where these highlights are, because you want to get the placement correct. Now, bearing in mind this is the underpainting for the eye, so I'm going to go over a lot of it at a later stage and really refine it some more. A little bit of a slightly blue highlight, so that's where the actual blueness of the sky is reflecting down into the eye, and that gives a lot of realism, makes it look much more real because it's got that little bit of blue in there. Just re-establishing the pupil. And now I'm going to start to really punch up those blacks, and this is going to make the eye really stand out in this painting. It's going to give it a lot more contrast. Notice I'm using quite a large brush for all these stages as well. Especially when you're blocking in, there's no need to start getting out riggers and very fine tip brushes. Perhaps for a little bit of a highlight, but not for this blocking in stage. So you can see I'm just carefully angling my brush. A brush can make lots of different marks. Just because it's a flat brush, it doesn't mean you've got to paint little flat or little square type marks. If you angle it correctly, you can get away by using just a couple of brushes throughout the whole painting. There you can see how the black has really started to add contrast now. It's really punching up that contrast. I'm just making up another blue mix, and that's going to be the highlight, the wet parts of the black area that I've just put in. So I'm laying those on wet and wet. All of this is wet and wet, it's all wet paint. You can see how that's really brought that to life now. I'm carefully following my reference image, looking back and forth and making sure I've got the right colour and the brush at the right angle before I make that mark. Lots of people just go on autopilot. They just get some paint on their brush and they just start painting willy-nilly and going everywhere. So I'm doing exactly the same thing now with the eye on the right hand side as we looked at it. So you can see in this speeded up version just how I bring that up to the same level of completion. So just a few more little touch-ups here and there, and then I'm going to leave it at that stage. I'll come back to it and finish it off at the end of the painting. Hope you've enjoyed that video, and if so, I got lots more on my YouTube channel, and don't forget, the only way not to miss out on any new videos is to click the subscribe button. On my website I've got full-length feature videos, I've got reference photo CDs and ebooks, and also the new Easy Trace line art tool. So hope to see you either on my YouTube or my website jasonmorgan.co.uk. See you all again real soon.